Hello and welcome to part 6 of Summoner. And in this part we finish off a few side quests, we collect our well-earned rewards, and we also set up for the next part of the story. Anyway, talking to Yargo here will give us the Ring of Darkness, which will allow us to actually summon things. Summoning things in a Summoner game? Who knew? Speaking of which, the summoning, it does sort of play a part in gameplay, but you'll see this later on. You're actually better off not using summoning. Or I will be showing off all the summons in the game, or at least the ones I can get a hold of. Now, something I notice about this game is that sometimes it feels like there are scenes in the story which should have had cutscenes rather than just these walls of text. I want to summarise what he's saying because I'm actually scrolling through it quite fast really. When I was recording and playing it, I thought I was doing it fairly slowly, but no, it seems to be going a little faster than I thought. But anyway, he's at this part of the at this part in the story, Aurenia is invading Medivh, as you recall, and we have to collect these 4 rings to power up Joseph as the summoner, so we can, save the day and defeat the Emperor. Now, first of all, we've got a few side quests to handle before we set off. This is quite notorious to anyone who's played the game. This is a multiple fetch quest. Durgan's Lucky Charm. This sailor, Durgan, he's lost her Lucky Charm, and we have to talk to someone to get it. But it will soon turn out that we'll have to talk to someone else, and someone else. It's one of those long, chained fetch quests. So anyway, after Durgan himself, there's the Ivus the Gambler, who's under the bridge in Old City.
I grow powerful.
Good for you, Joseph. But anyway, he reveals he lost it in a gambling match to the gambler. Next up, we head into the marketplace and we talk to Agilo the merchant, who's just standing in the middle here.
I grow powerful.
Yeah, I'm actually getting some good experience from these side quests, which is a reason why you should do them. Now, speaking of this fairly long side quest, it's something you actually can't complete until the later part of the game. So anyway, right round the corner we visit Goodwife Dharma, who was given the earring as a sort of a little present. And of course, word to the boys, if you give a woman an earring, don't just give her just one. That's a mistake the merchant clearly made here. But anyway, I do like these side quests. They add a bit of flavour, and they really flesh out the world. Makes it seem like this is a real city with real people going with their real lives. And we talk to Turas the jeweler. Now, at some point in the game, he's down here next to the park, but in a bit later on in the game, he moves further up. Like you'll find him here now. But sometimes you might find him up near the entrance to the temple. And I just wanted to point that out, because some people think he disappears. But no, he's just further up in sort of this direction. Towards the, like I said, the temple entrance. And there's just a building to the other side. But anyway, after you do find Turas the jeweler, wherever he is, we now talk to the rat catcher. And apparently rats have a sort of magpie-like tendency in this universe, because one snatched away the earring. It all comes back to rats. And this is where we'll leave this side quest for now, because he, like he said, he gave it to a friend who now lives heading back towards Aurenia. So yeah, we won't see that until the later part of the game. This part here, I just wanted to show off one of the many stalls you'll find in the town. And again, this town, it really has more shops than it needs to. There are like 5 armor shops, for example. You know, 3 weapon shops altogether. And they pretty much sell the same stuff, I think. I think you might find a few exclusive items. But anyway, look, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just buying a few armor, or, well, at this point they're just clothes, really. Clothes do make the best armor, of course. I'm sure that leather will deflect any sword attack. Police there, looking rather spiffy with her leather gloves. And you can probably guess, but characters like Joseph and Jakar, the melee fighters, of course they can equip lots of heavy armor, whereas Felice and another character we will be meeting soon can only really have the lighter armor. So anyway, at this point now we're now collecting our goodies for completing the side quests in the sewers. First of all, Pomporo, we give him the signet ring, and we get a Berserker sword, which is okay, I guess. Although I'm happy to stick with the Fiery Falcon. That thing's badass. Now, another store I want to show off here is this the jeweler, and just to show this off, at some point in the game you can collect these precious gems, which you can see they have quite a decent value, but of course only jewelers will buy them. So it's important just to know who will buy what exactly. Anyway, giving this guy the silk will give us some experience and some silk breeches. Again, not really that. It gives us a slight boost in defense, but it's nothing to write home about really. But every little helps, so I'm not knocking it. Alright, back in Old City, we talked to Murden. Now, this is about the infestation side quest. And of course, we just give him the bat shots and he gives us 50 coins per tail, which it's a decent amount at this point in the game. Although, like I said, the best way to grow money in this game is just to collect items off enemies and then sell them, you know, like weapons.
I grow powerful.
And he gives us just a bit of experience here. But this part of the game has a lot of side quests. So again, not much is going to happen in this part. But
I am a clever one.
oh no, this side quest is fairly decent because we get a high quality knife, which has an energy ability. That, and it's just got a fairly decent attack power for a dagger, which is really worth getting. And that's of course another good reason to do these side quests. You get items. You get decent items sooner than you should, I should say. Here's the high quality knife, which has a really cool design. 40 power, pretty good. And it also has the chance of casting an energy attack, which isn't too good to be honest, because there's not really that large amount of enemies that are weak to energy attacks. It's really one of the most useless elements in this game. But anyway, back to the outskirts, and we talk to this guy here, and this will finish the amulet side quest. Now, coming up, I'm going to set up this side quest here, which is something which we can't complete right away, but it will take 1 or 2 dungeons before we get there. And we talk to this guy here, and this will give us the Seeds of Ahur quest, where we need to talk to some guy about some seeds in the magical city of the Kosani, which is like one of the other races in this game besides humans. But we'll see them soon enough. Anyway, this side quest will complete in our next, to the place we're going next, and it's the Encyclopedia of Heresies, where we need to pick up some rather forbidden holy books. There are two items, or two parts to this side quest. One of the books we buy in the city from Bibris, which is a fairly simple thing to do. He even gives us the gold to buy the book, which is handy. And the other book we need to collect for this side quest appears in a location we're going to next. Now, when it comes to these side quests that take us all around the city, I have mixed feelings about them because, well, I do enjoy completing them, but on the other hand, it is a rather large city, especially with the loading times between each sections, and there's quite a lot of people. So, yeah, it's a real problem when you're going through the whole city, essentially getting lost, and it feels like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. But anyway, with volume 28 from Bibris, we've completed one part of that side quest. Now, at this point we're going to one of the, I would say, really fancy locations of the game, the Temple of Uraf, and it does have its significance in the story. But anyway, please join us there where we'll be getting some religion